Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to meet you all at the fourth annual plenary meeting of International Students Association in Japan and the show our nice alumni. I am an alumni of Sri Lanka Students Association in Japan, so it's a great pleasure to speak on behalf of the association today. And this is image from image of Sri Lanka. It's an island country, so I welcome all of you to visit Sri Lanka as well. So first, I would like to discuss why I choose Japan, or what is the reason to do my higher studies at Japan, or to visit what is my motivation visiting Japan. So I graduated from University of Peradeniya from my undergraduate as a civil engineer in 2012, and I was actually the top from the department, and so I had the opportunity to visit or applying to good universities around the world. However, I chose the University of Tokyo as my destination. So the reasons, like one of the main reason is the Japanese culture. So as Sri Lanka, we are from an Asian country, and we have a very good memory of Japan. And I think there are some similarities in our cultures as well as some things that we haven't experienced. So both of these motivate us visiting Japan. And in our childhood, we have visited Japanese teledramas. And then actually, I got a chance to visit Japan when I was an undergraduate student and under Japan study program in 2012. So there I got the opportunity to meet many international students in Japan, and we traveled a lot of places and learned about the programs of universities as well as Japanese culture as well. And then another key thing is the advanced technology in Japan. There's no doubt that Japan is one of the leading country with the top technologies. So that also motivate me coming to Japan. And I had a chance actually visiting K Computer at Kobe during a workshop while I was doing PhD. So these are the main reasons, and I have added some other reasons in the coming slides. We can see what are the interesting factors that have that motivated me coming to Japan. So when I think back Japan, first of all, let's see what memories come to my mind. So it is the food. You can see it from the images, and they are self-explanatory. So udon was one of my favorite food there at that time, and then tempura, and even the Japanese curry rice. It was very delicious to me. And though we have curry here in Sri Lanka, that is a different type. And of course, the sushi, sashimi, and many other variety of food are there in Japan. I think that variety is also make Japan unique. There are a lot of food items and types of food for different in different flavors. And also, I cannot forget the Saizeriya, the Italian chain that I frequently visited as a student. Then the trains are like one of my sweet memory, like Japanese trains. So these are all photographs taken by me. And this photograph is when the Ginza line was under some construction. I think now it is completed. And this is Inokashira line. You can see how beautiful it is. So I was living there. And then these are my friends traveling with me in Japan. And of course, these are the Shinkansen and some other trains that I have taken when I was traveling. So while I was in Japan, actually, I had the opportunity to work with several associations. So I am first listing the Sri Lankan association that I have worked with. So I was the treasurer of Sri Lanka Students Association. I got that as soon as I came to Japan in 2013, actually for the year 2014. So I was a treasurer, and then I became the president while I was doing PhD, and I become the additional secretary of Sri Lanka Association, like the mother association of all Sri Lankan association in Japan, and then secretary of New Tokyo Sri Lanka Student Association as well. So actually, the Sri Lanka Students Association has a long history. I will show some of the events that we organized and probably are ongoing in these years as well. And actually, Sri Lanka Association was not continuing for some time, and then we initiated it after some time, and then actually we created the U Tokyo Sri Lanka Students Association for the first time, and in the University of Tokyo. So while working in this association, it gave me the opportunity to meet Sri Lankans as well as other nationalities as well as Japanese people in different activities that gave me a lot of skills as well as some exposure to Japan. So these are some of the events that we organize. So annual trips, research conferences, get-togethers, Sri Lanka New Year celebrations, cultural events, and so on. So actually, the experience I got organizing a research conference as a student association in Japan gave me a lot of experience to organize conference or even to moderate the sessions back in my country as a lecturer at University of Peradeniya. And then the publications such as Taranga magazine also gave us the skills of writing. And this, of course, this entertainment event gave some momentum to our life while we are doing studies. This is one of the memorable photo taken at the Sri Lanka Independence Day. So with my Sri Lankan friends and the ambassador at that time, led Professor Ganganath. And these are some events that we organized at the University of Tokyo under U Tokyo Sri Lankan Student Association. We organized a fashion fiesta, and this is the Sri Lankan food corner we did in the May festival. So it was a new experience selling food to the whole crowd, and there was a large queue as well, and calling irasai and then cheap and so on. It was a good experience, and we worked together with other associations as well as the Japanese administration and other Japanese students. And then this is my favorite place. Hope you can recognize it, taken from a different angle, Shibuya. So I lived in Komoba for some time at the dormitory of University of Tokyo and near Komoba Todayame. And I was frequently visiting Shibuya, and I think it's a famous city around the world. And so I'm so happy that I could be there for several occasions. And whenever I go back to Japan, this is a place that I frequently visit. And then I need especially to talk about my life at the University of Tokyo, which actually molded my career to become a researcher. So I entered to the University of Tokyo in 2013, and these are some photographs I have taken. And I was at a river laboratory in Kasen Lab in the University of Tokyo at Hongo campus. And these are some photographs of my lab mates and researchers. And this is my sensei, Professor Koiki Toshio. And then actually in my study, I had some numerical simulations as well as some experiments at the ground at actually Tanashi with some passive micro Pera. And then these are some of my photographs during the PhD program. So, and this is my sensei, Professor K. Yoshimura. And then this top photograph is we visiting a flood management facility at Tokyo with our professors, Professor Oki and other professors at our laboratory. And then actually, though I mentioned that I did a lot of extracurricular activities, I did my research and studies well too. And I got the award, actually that is the Fureiichi Kimitage Prize for the outstanding master thesis at the University of Tokyo, from the University of Tokyo. So I can still be proud. So I encourage you to work and get some awards while you are studying, maybe for publications, for your poster presentations, or for your degree program, right? Whatever it is, and then you will be happy forever. And then these are some visits with my friends. Actually, these are my friends in the laboratories. And I had the chance, actually, I was very close to the students, and we were traveling here and there, discussing our lives, and then so on. So it gave me the exposure to visit several places, as well as to learn more about Japanese culture, and also to understand more about Japanese people. And in fact, after graduation, I came back in 2018, and then when I was invited to the wedding of one of my actually my best Japanese friend of uh, Toride-san. So I went for his wedding, just for his wedding, and it was really an enjoyable moment in my life as well. So then I thought to tell few additional things that I learned or I got to my life while I was in Japan. So then the concept of time. So I think most of us are working in big positions, or even you will go to leading positions. And as leaders, time or being punctual is very important. So we in Japan, if a train is displayed, a timetable is displayed at 8:33, the train will come at 8:33. And then I could see that the Japan, they were taking care of environment and nature, right? Especially the disposal of garbage in an efficient manner, and then not just disposal, but trying best to reuse and recycle as much as possible. So we are trying these concepts in our countries as well, and we have some way to go. But I think that's a very good thing to take even in our day-to-day lives as well. And then a very unique thing I saw in Japan is how to respect each other as human beings, and then the peace. I think Japan is a very peaceful country. I couldn't see any conflicts while I was in Japan, no major incidents. And not just as a country, but as a person, by learning to respect and each other's and stay in harmony, we can actually work better and create a better environment, as well as keep peace with us. And then in addition to that, the politeness and conformity, like how to greet people and showing respect in Japan was so special. uh, Even coming back to Sri Lanka, I whenever someone come to my room, I try to welcome them with a big smile, though we don't bow here like in Japan. If we can greet or in a polite manner, that will also goes to the memory of other person, and it will give some good connection with people, right? I think that actually I got from Japan, and it has supported me to develop better connections with people. And then another important thing is I have seen that the taking responsibility. We have seen in news that the ministers of Japan resigning after very small mistake that we can really see in our countries, unfortunately. However, that gives the message that we have to be responsible, and we need to do things accurately as much as possible. And then last but most importantly, I noted that in Japan, there is a system for everything. So when you send a letter, it will track to the bottom and in a very efficient manner. Or if you go to the post office, if you ask some details, everything will be there in their books, whether you can post something to this country or another country, everything is well documented. And if you are applying for health insurance, and you just go to uh, the institution, and you can stay in a queue, you will get a number, and everything is systematic. That's same with going to a clinic. So then we can try to maintain some of the system or be systematic in our day-to-day activities, as well as our activities in our office, and that I'm trying to do. And then how did my stay in Japan influence my career? So in addition to the things I got from my friends and culture, and of course, I got a lot of things from my degree program. So I could visit several conferences, field visits, and then the peer discussions, and then of course again the cultural uh, knowledge exposure. So these are some photographs I have taken here at when I visited AGU fall meeting when I was a PhD student. Actually, I had the opportunity to visit international conferences as well as I could visit many conferences organized by our department or our supervisors. So like the one on this right. So this gives us to develop more connections with the international community as well as to speak to international students on other universities that would support us doing a better research as well as to develop some research collaborations with others. And then I had the opportunity to visit some of the water resources structures in Japan. So I was in a water group at the Department of Civil Engineering. We could visit several dams and then field structures like and so on. So that actually gives some practical knowledge on how these technology being practiced at in Japan. So that's also an advantage that helped me in my career. And then I talked a little bit about my master and PhD program, but I should show these two figures. The left one is a slide from my final presentation of my master's degree. Right, it's a slide of my PhD presentation. And on the left, actually, I worked on developing an algorithm to improve an algorithm of soil moisture retrieval from passive micro sensor. On the right, we were trying to develop or reconstruct historical weather using analog data, written analog data using data assimilation. So when I first moved to Japan, I was not aware of these technical things as well as I was not very good at programming. But the system at Japan helped me to learn this and to do these advanced things and also to carry this knowledge and experience back to my country as well. So these are some places that I have visited in Japan. Some means actually I haven't marked them all. I just marked some of the important places while I was in Japan. So recently when I just looked at that, I was so happy that I could travel to so many places. And these are few of the places that I have visited. So I also encourage you to travel and that will give some better understanding about different cultures in the Japan as well as you will meet more people and you will see more things as well. So then coming back to my what I'm doing currently. So I am a senior lecturer attached to Department of Civil Engineering, Ministry of Peradeniya. So which is actually the #1 ranked university in the country according to the Times Higher Education World University Rankings. And I am currently the president of Civil Engineering Society, Minister of Peradeniya, and I am acting as a representative for International Relations Office. I'm a member of International Water Association and associate member of Institute of Engineers Sri Lanka. So I just put this to say that because we are discussing about networking as well, so it's always good to work in with others or in associations or societies that will give you some extra knowledge as well as more experience as well as more you will get to know more people. That's a one thing that I have gone through and I have experienced being a student in Japan as well as a researcher back in my country. And then after returning to Sri Lanka, I have not forgotten Japan. So I am actually Associate Research Fellow at Institute of Industrial Science, the University of Tokyo, and then a member of Japanese Graduate Alumni Association in Sri Lanka, as well as I am working in, not working, I am a member of Sri Lanka Japan Study Center. So where with these forums, I could attend to some events organized in Sri Lanka that has some connections with Japan. So this is such event that we organized recently in last month about Japanese invention and discoveries. I could join it as the session coordinator. This was organized by the Japan Study Center. And then also I'm always following up the alumni news from JASO as well as the UTOK alumni associations, and I'm happy that these alumni associations are very active and uh, hoping to have keep some strong ties with them. So with this, I'm winding up speech, and if you have any questions or any, you can ask it during the discussion time, or you can write to my email, pandukanelwala@engpdn.ac.lk. And these are the details of our Sri Lankan Students Association in Japan. So thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you.